your conference, Mari-Lyn. Kindness, right? I always talk about speak life into others when they don't see it. So today we're going to speak kindness into others when they don't see it. The world needs a little bit of kindness. And I love that. I love that you didn't have my introduction, just to show you guys that nothing in the world is perfect. But it's not about Mari-Lyn or about myself or about none of us. Because I tell people, if you are so great, show me, don't tell me. You feel me? It's like that's how you separate yourself from the pack. That's how you become known. And my mission is to make poverty history. I cannot make poverty history by playing small. I must be able to demonstrate in real time what I do, how I help others, and showcase the results. And the moment that you start doing that, showing, not telling, that's when the magic happens. And that started a very long time ago. A long time ago, one of the greatest advices that I ever learned in my entire life was from a housekeeper. The housekeeper was my grandma. She used to clean houses where the professors used to live. They leave the university and then they go to this little house that they live there throughout the week before they go home on their weekend. And my grandma always cleaning, but always listening. God gave us 2 ears and a mouth for a reason. So she was always listening. And she says, son, I remember during the turmoil days, my father died in a car explosion. I was just a baby. My stepfather was murdered. Whenever I'm mentoring my billionaire friends and celebrity friends, and they come to me and they tell me that they have a problem, I tell them, do not make me call a viúva negra. Do not make me call the Black Widow. That's what my mom is called. My cousins and my friends used to joke. At the beginning, I used to cry and I was a kid. And then after, my mom and I came into terms and we say, you know what, son? É melhor sorrir do que chorar. It's better to laugh instead of crying. And it was a great decision that we made a long time ago. Every time that we go through darkness, every time that we go through something difficult, we turn it around and we laugh our way out of darkness. Because when you're going through darkness, as long as you don't quit, you keep going through those turmoil days. You keep going, because here's the thing. Many of you, with COVID and all the crazy things that happened, whether it's in 2001 or 2008 or COVID last year, are going through something difficult right now. But let me tell you something. God is putting a Goliath in your life to awaken the David within you. Come on, Brother Carlos. It's your birthday, but speak it life into them. Yeah, I hope you guys are hearing me. God has put a Goliath in front of you to awaken the David inside of you, my friends. Every single one of you here listening to me right now have so much greatness within you, you didn't even know. Your brother Carlos here is an apostle / avenger that travels the world to speak different languages and speak life into others and puts himself into uncomfortable situations daily so that we can help the masses faster. But it started a long time ago by going through darkness. Those dark nights when nobody's watching, the tears, the fear, the anxiety that you are going through right now, the lack of it, all this stuff that little voice, right? We have this little voice that comes in our head, the devil always whispering, you cannot withstand the storm. But every single one of you here listening to me right now, you guys are gladiators. You guys are lionesses. And when that little voice comes in, you're going to reply back and you're going to stand up and you're going to imagine your brother Carlos there, 6'5", 300-pound giant next to you. And you're saying, devil, I am the storm, son of a gun. I am the storm. Come, I'm coming for you, baby. I'm going after my dream. I will go until the last day of my life, my last breath. I will not stop until I make sure that no kids die out of hunger. No little girls get kidnapped for sex trafficking. No little boys get kidnapped for organ trafficking. No little boys are out there dying on the streets having to hustle or do something illegal because nobody shows up. Whether their mayor, their governor, their president is corrupted or whatever the heck it is, we show up. It starts with ourselves. You want to change something? You be the change that you want to see in the entire planet. And I made that decision a long time ago, during those dark times, when my grandpa would abuse my grandma and I. He'd come home drunk. I would push the furniture against the door. I remember as if it's today. And I would go and I would lay below the hammock. And we would cry. And then she would also tell me, just like my mom, my grandma was also my mom too. And I call her mom. She also helped raise me. And she'd say, son, é melhor sorrir do que chorar. And she said, remember what I always tell you. You know, you are a gladiator. You have greatness within you. Vá para a lua, que você vai chegar nas estrelas. She translated a few quotes from some famous people. You shoot for the moon, and you will land among the stars. It's funny because decades later, Les Brown and I today are great friends. And him and I always have a tear when I tell him the stories of my grandma translating his quotes. I have a lot of friends who are gurus and influencers, and I tell them, I used to ask my grandma about all of you fools. I used to say, Grandma, why they don't come here to the hood? Why they don't come and teach us? Why they don't show up, those celebrities, those presidents, those gurus, those influencers, those athletes? Why they don't come over here and teach us how they became so influential, so wealthy? How come so many of people are dying out of food? And she says, son, eles não falam português. Son, they don't speak Portuguese. I said, damn it. I said, okay, Grandma, okay. And I took all that hate, all that abuse, all the things that happened to me, all the deaths that were taken away, my loved ones, my friends that I seen being murdered on the streets, that I saw bread alongside with, all the abuse, mental and physical, that I suffered as a little boy. I took all that hate, all that anger, and I transformed into an energy, into a drive, into a force. I just had faith. And what is the definition of faith? You believe in something, even though you don't know it's there. But you know, deep inside, you know it's there, and you believe it. And that's how I did every single day. Don't get me wrong, I wanted to quit many times, but I always have my grandma's in my ear. Son, increase your knowledge, increase your wisdom every single day. Don't matter what happens. Don't matter if somebody's taken from you. Don't matter if somebody's murdered. Don't matter if a COVID comes in your life. Don't matter if anything. Be prepared. Prepare yourself. It's the hardest thing to prepare for like a death of a kid or a loved one. But you say you got to constant prepare. So prepare for the tsunami before they hit. And become a person of value. Treat every single person like would you treat your grandma, with kindness. And I love the theme of this conference, kindness, because of kindness and my grandma, millions and millions of people that I had the honor to serve, and they always come, oh, Carlos, you this, you that. It's not me. Praise the Lord. And don't be afraid to praise the Lord on the stage. If people don't like it, it's okay. They're lost. You got to speak what you feel. You got to always share your feelings. Don't be afraid to say what you believe, what religion you go to, who you're going to vote for. It doesn't matter. 100 years from now, none of us are going to be here. That means we are all equal. The governments, the people out there, they want to separate us. What we need right now is to be united. I like to call the United States of the planet. That's how we're going to make changes. See, we can solve hunger right now. If all the billionaires and all the multimillionaires come together, sit on a table, we can literally eliminate hunger within a couple of weeks. We can eliminate so many problems. But why don't they? So we'll take an army, we'll take people like us to step up and lead by example. It starts with ourselves. You must to show up. You must to be raw. You must to be real. It doesn't matter what niche you guys are in, what do you do for life. If you focus on doing this one thing, constantly increase your wisdom, your knowledge, treat everyone like you treat your grandma, and just be a person of value. Every time you speak, every time you interview on a TV show, every time you interview in a podcast, every time you get on the phone to talk to somebody, separate yourself from the outcome. Have no expectation whatsoever. I'm telling you, life is so much happier that way when you go into something without expectation. I spoke at stadiums before to 50,000 people. I realized so many of my dreams. I spoke for 2 people, and I remember, I love those days, my mom and the guy that cleans the hotel. And, I appreciate everybody that's here right now. I don't look at the numbers, at the shares, how big is your bank account or mine. You know what I look for? Making every conversation count. Come on, brother Carlos. I hope you guys are hearing me. You got to make every conversation count. You got to separate yourself from the outcome. It doesn't matter if 1,000 people didn't bought the ticket to the conference. If 100 million people are now following you. If your dream that you had 40 years ago is still you haven't achieved. You know what it matters is that you are living your life every single day as if it's your last day, and you're making every single conversation count. Because the moment that you make that switch and you operate from a place of how can I be the person that adds more value to others in my niche than anybody else in the planet, magical things happen when you make that change and you make that shift and you go on social media. If your team is technology, if it's medical, influence, mindset, crypto, gold, whatever is your thing, be the one that adds more value to the planet than anybody else. Be so competitive with yourself. I ask myself every day, let me take my jacket off. It's my birthday, so I had one of my favorite suits. And I'm invisible, so I'm hiding my belly. So I do that on purpose. I do that on my shows. I have a TV show called Carlos Inspire Show that I do that. As a new team, I go invisible there. And I have my daughter gave me a new gold watch. Very cool. It reminds me of a gold watch that my grandpa used to use. So I have a happy tears earlier. But stay here with me because this is so powerful. Let me get back over here to my train of thought. Okay. Mari-Lyn, remind me where I was going with this. What was my last point? I was about to say something here very, very powerful to help you guys.
Hiding your belly. You're hiding your belly and you're going to go someplace from there. I don't know what.
Yeah, yes, I'm hiding my belly. I'm invisible. A lot of people right now, you can be the greatest salesperson alive. You can be the greatest mindset coach, kindness coach, a spiritual coach, money coach, gold coach, crypto coach, intuitive meditation coach, whatever. But if you are hiding in your bedroom, in your living room, how do you expect the world to know you? You must do, somebody write this thing down, you must do what others don't do, can't do, and will not think of doing. Think yourself, every morning when you wake up, when you go to sleep, if you haven't grown, if you don't have the amount of money and fame, whatever is that thing that you seek, and I can tell you right now, that's not going to bring you happiness. So I would just take all the anxiety off the table right now. If you think that 1 million or 100 million in account is going to bring you happiness, it won't. Trust me. I come from poverty and I know how it feels. I have a lot of billionaire friends because I want to become one. And I tell them, how does that feel? And I want to do it to help end the poverty. And they say, Carlos, here's the truth. It's just another comma in the bank account. But let me tell you a secret. The fear, the anxiety, the voices, the insecurities, it never goes away. It's always there. So I was like, wow, that's such a beautiful insight. That means we don't have to suffer anymore because this shit is not going to go away. And sorry if I cuss sometimes, it's because it's to prove a point. Because if I come over here with a freaking slide and a clicker, you guys will sleep. I would not do that. I trained speakers for a living in my previous life, and I've been on stages with the biggest names in the industry. Tony Robbins, Les Brown, Jay Shetty, blah, blah, blah. I always tell them, look, what you've done in the past is skilled. What you are doing right now to help others. That's what I care. I know a lot of celebrities, a lot of athletes, I know a lot of powerful people. Yeah, I like it. Your little gold, your little trophy, your little Oscar, your little CD that you sort of million songs. That's cute. Hashtag that's freaking cute. What are you doing right now to help others? That's what you want to impress me? That's what impresses me. It's not the size of your bank account. How big is your car? You want to impress me? What is the seeds that you are planting right now in your living room when nobody's watching? How are you talking to your maid, to the person that cuts your landscaper? How are you talking to the guy that serves you coffee at the local coffee shop? When nobody's watching, it's between you and God. What is the conversations that you're having with yourself? How much more money are you donating above and beyond the tax bracket? You want to impress me? Do that. You want to be on my radar? You want to come and be on my show for me to interview you? Do start doing that, because I will find you. I'm one of the apostles, his last Avengers. I will find you. I want to talk about you and your message, because in every person's mess, there is a message. Oh, I hope you guys are listening to me. In every person's mess, there is a message. The problem with a lot of people is that they don't want to go through the test to get to the testimonial. Come on, Brother Carlos. You gotta say it. You gotta go through the test before you get to the testimonial. It's your birthday, but they get the gift. You feel me? And most people, they don't want to do that. Everybody wants to die, wants to go to heaven. Look at me screwing this thing up. They all want to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. You know, it's like you gotta be willing to do what you don't feel like it more often every day. If you are not where you want it to be, you must be willing what you haven't done to get to places that you haven't been. You gotta pick up the phone. You gotta do the video calls. You gotta do the conference if you want to be a conference person and do big events. And you gotta do the first one where 2 people show up, or eventually, like I spoke at 50,000 stadiums, 50,000 shows up. I can tell you one thing from experience. If you are hungry, my friend, and if you raise your freaking standards every single day, and if you show up every single day being that person of value, more than anybody else in your industry, every single day, trying to put yourself out of business, eventually you will get there. I have these words from my grandma when I was 7 years old. Just a poor, broken kid with a father who died in a car explosion, little kid that saw the kids being murdered on the streets of Brazil. I had to sell bread. Oh, sales. Oh my God, I don't like sales, right? Everybody hates sales. Oh, you know, let me tell you something about sales. Sales and marketing is your twin tickets to freedom. Write this thing down. Sales and marketing is your twin tickets to freedom. And let me tell you something. I think like a SEAL. I have a lot of SEAL friends and military friends. I love the military. I talk to a lot of American soldiers when they come from war and they go through a little craziness, and they talk to me because they know I'm going to bring it. And see, here's how the SEALs think. It's not about, you, about me, about Mary, about none of us here. It's about becoming one above oneself. That's when the magic happens. Transcendence. Nobody is left behind. Every project that I am asked to sit on the board, or that I'm personally being an ambassador for, if I tell you, hey, check it out, this company, check it out, this project, is because I personally have done it, have tried, have tested, and I know that people would win no matter what, because I separate myself from the pack. If nobody, every person can, there's many things out there, right, that you get into a project, but you only win if, for example, if you refer people into it. What happened to the people that don't have that many friends, that are just starting over, that don't have enough money? Then what? I like projects where everybody win, even if they don't refer anybody. That they can come in and they can refer the project, even if they don't have money. I talk about this so many times. You see those technology companies out there that they want to help entrepreneurs like you guys, right? Giving you a software so that you can sell, put your books, your courses, and your things. And they only pay you if you buy their products. Or but why not letting people come in for free, test your software with a few perks? Don't give them the whole shebang. Let them test it for free and let them go promote it and earn a commission. So now, even because what if they don't have the money? I'm always thinking about from both sides of the coin. I'm thinking from a billionaire point of view and from somebody that's coming from the hood, from a kid that's committing crime right now in the streets of Nigeria, or in the streets of Mexico, in the streets of Brazil, in the streets of Baltimore. And I'm thinking in my head, okay, how can I help that kid become an entrepreneur? And the best way is by teaching them sales and marketing, which is their twin tickets to freedom, and giving that kid affiliate projects to promote that everybody wins. So even if they don't have money to buy the software, to invest in the project, to do whatever it is that they want to promote, you have to start thinking that way, because that's going to separate you from the pack, and you are building a community. That's how people, they are not buying, they're not buying to your product, they buy into you. You must focus on building a brand. That's what's going to make you guys separate you from the pack. You need to build a brand. Let me tell you a secret. 20 years from now, somebody, your next client, he's going to walk to the kitchen and he's going to say, Siri, Amanda, Svetlana, ha ha ha, whoever's dominating the industry in the AI world 20 years from now, whether it's Siri or Alexa or Svetlana or Jimena or ha 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 ha, whoever's dominating the world of voice and AI and smart houses. And when your ideal client gonna walk there and say, Siri, Google, Svetlana, let's say you pissed off at your spouse and you want to divorce. Let me get a divorce coach, Siri. And you're talking to your house, right? You're walking home pissed off from work. Like, Siri, let me get a divorce coach. Or let's say you're overweight, you're fat and chubby like me. And you're like, hey, Siri, let me get a health coach. Here's the problem. Let me tell you something. If you think that advertising like Google ads and AdWords and Facebook and Instagram ads are expensive, oh, wait until you see. What do you think is going to cost for a voice command advertising? Just let that sink in for a minute. Let that sink in for a minute. Because whoever owns that industry, think about it. Google, Amazon, all the big players, Facebook, whoever's dominating 10, 20 years from now, they can literally own those companies. And when you say Google, Siri, Amanda, Svetlana, ha ha ha, give me X person for whatever industry, whatever product you wanted to buy, they're going to give whoever the heck they want. What if they own those businesses? Guess what? You are out of business. You done. And the only way to fight that is by building a brand. When? 20 years ago or now. When is a good time to plant a tree? Today or 20 years ago. Same thing. When is a good time to build a brand? Today or 20 years ago. I'm building a brand 30 years ago when I was selling bread on the streets. I've been doing lives since back in the MySpace days. I've been practicing doing lives with this damn cell phone. Did I like it? Was I like this? Oh, just a great speaker that goes on a stage after Tony Robbins or Les Brown or a bunch of celebrities or get to speak on the Oscars? Hell no. I had to build this person. I wasn't this guy. I was afraid. I was fearful. I didn't have nothing. I sold bread every single day. And from age 7 into 18, every day for 11 years in the streets of Brazil. So a lot of people die in front of me. Have a lot of loved ones taken from me. Been abused and tortured. Every day, 50 cents. How long are you willing to go without a paycheck? Most people quit, but not you guys. Don't be part of these statistics. Be the 3%, because 97% will quit. I want you guys to start thinking differently. This will never be the same. After you guys hear me speaking here today, I want you guys to really think. That's why I don't like to use the stupid clickers to show freaking slides. They drive me nuts. Nothing against who do it. No, not at all, Carlos. But because I need you guys to understand. And you see how I do things? Entertaining. I teach, I entertain. I teach, I entertain. You got to be different when you are teaching, when you are out there speaking, when you are out there being interviewed on TV, on podcasts. You want it to be different. Look, I'm invisible. I'm over here, doing my thing. I have not even started doing my voices yet. Wait until we get there, But again, why? Carlos, follow my own advice. See, we preach what we must to remember, not what we need to teach. Very important. You preach what you must to remember. All the things that I preach, I must to remember, because I need you guys to start thinking as you are your own brand. I need, when Mari-Lyn looking at herself, she's like, yep, I am the Netflix of kindness conferences. When Cecilia looking at herself, I am Showtime, damn it. When Matt looking at himself, yep, I am HBO, baby. You feel me? When Carol looking at herself, I am Cinemax, And don't look at, because I'm calling you guys different names of brand. Don't be like, oh, how come HBO, it might be better. No. Don't even go there. And Mari-Lyn, let's see. Mari-Lyn, you are Siri, Siri, of radio. So you got Ivan, I was about to call, like, not CNN. CNN will be bad. CNN, what CNN is constant negative news. Ivan, you are GNN, Good News Network. And Arthur, I cannot see you, so I'll not tell you. You need to show up to blow up. I gotta be able to see you. But you see what I'm doing here, right? I'm interacting with you guys. I'm teaching. I'm being entertaining. We are a Navy SEAL team. Nobody's left behind. I really need you guys to grasp it, and that's why I use these stories to teach. And I tell you guys, write it down, because writing is the doing part of thinking. And here's something very powerful when it comes to branding, that I want you guys to take notes. And this is a very special formula I like to call the IIRS. Not the damn IRS, because nobody likes them, but the IIRS. Very powerful formula, guys. This is over here is going to change the game for you guys. Because every time from now on, when you are thinking about your business, your brand, whatever you sell, whatever you teach, it doesn't matter. This applies for every single person. And you're going to ask yourself, the first I, what can I improve in my ideal client's life? The second I, what can I increase in my ideal client's life? The R, what can I reduce in my ideal client's life? And the S, what can I simplify for my ideal clients? So just type in IIRS, increase, improve, reduce, simplify. 4 things. And you think about your brand right now. Think about what you sell. Think about the brand that you are building. Remember, you guys are no longer who you were. Who you were yesterday, who you are now, and who you are an hour from now, or whatever time we are done here, is going to be 3 different people. Never undermine the value of your brand or yourself. You are powerful beyond any means. And these are very powerful when you're building your brand. You got to believe it in yourself and see yourself as that brand, as that person, because that's who the world is going to see it. Very powerful. Remember Les Brown when he tells that story about he goes and asks for that, looking for that job. Hello, Mr. Butterball. And Mr. Butterball tell him no several times, and he just keeps going back until Mr. Butterball gives him the job at the disc jockey. And then that one time he had an opportunity to get on the radio because the guy was sick or he was drunk or whatever happened to that guy. And then the owner called him, hey, Les Brown, go call, see who's available out there to show up to go do this. I'll be like, yes, sir. And he said, he ain't called nobody. You know who he called? He called his mama and Cassandra. He said, Mama and Cassandra, get ready. I'm about to go on the radio. The one and only Les Brown Triple P. I'm about to bring you some action and you're going to receive a whole lot of satisfaction. My name is Les Brown. You got to be hungry. You got to be hungry. So you feel me? And that's how he showed up when he had the one chance. Because somebody were drunk, somebody didn't do what they were supposed to do, and he broke the rules, right? He didn't call the alternative backup guy. He said, hell no. If I'm gonna get fired, let me try something different. Let me go against the comfort zone. Let me pick up the phone and let me call somebody right now. Let me do a video call. Let me do an audio call and check on somebody, add value to somebody. Tell them about what they are working on, how can I help, and what I'm working on, and how can we collaborate. You feel me? A lot of people, they don't want to do that. Oh, no, I cannot tell about what I'm selling or what I'm doing. Why not? You're not selling, you are serving. When you have something that's so powerful that can help somebody make money, improve their lives, increase their satisfaction so they can have a whole lot of more action, reduce their problems, their stress, and simplify the entire lifestyle so they can compress decades into years, years into months, and months into days. Why not you? Why don't you do it? It comes down to pick up the phone, do more video calls, do more audio calls, and be ready when you go on that phone, when you go on that conference, that you are going to be the one that's going to add more value to them than anybody else. And here's something powerful, an exercise that I want every single one of you to do it. This is very powerful. This is the number one strategy that I'm going to give you here, this is one strategy out of 23. This is a multi-million-dollar strategy that I taught many Fortune 100 companies, taught many gurus and influencers and celebrities and authors and blah, blah, blah out there. Again, this is not about what I've done. It's about what can I do to help you. That's why I'm happy that Mari-Lyn didn't have who Carlos Siqueira was, because I'm demonstrating to you what can I do and how I do it in real time. And that's the difference between people that operate from a world-class level and professionals. You got to separate yourself from the pack and show up. And here's what you are going to do this week. You are going to call the last 3 clients that purchase anything from you. I don't care what you sell. Conferences, book, knife, pens, cell phone. You sell poop buttons, whatever you sell. I don't care, right? I'm telling you, you're going to do it. Because you know what? If you don't do it, you might think that if you do what is easy, life is hard right now. If you do, see, this thing is supposed to work. It doesn't work, right? Yep. Okay. Whatever language that is. It speaks hella languages like me. I just don't know this one yet. But if you do what is easy, life is going to be hard. Life is hard right now. But if you do what is hard, life will be easy. Picking up the phone. You're here right now. You showed up. You're doing what others don't. And here's what you're going to do, guys. This is a powerful branding exercise, mind-blowing, and I'm about to teach you. And I have a few receipts to prove it. I sold over $1 billion for Fortune 100 companies. I trained thousands and thousands of people, sales and marketing. I spoke in every single place that you can imagine and help a whole lot of people out there. So I know a thing or two about sales, about marketing. And what I'm about to tell you right now is very powerful. I have a waiting list of clients that want to work with me and they want to pay me 7 figures. I'm very, very busy. And I'm an ambassador. I travel the world. And I help a lot of people out there. And this one strategy here that I'm about to tell you is mind-blowing. Are you ready? You are going to call the last 3 clients that purchase anything from you. And you're going to say, hello, my friend. I am HBO. I am Showtime. I am Matt. I am Cecilia. I am Mary. I am Mary. Oh, 2 Mari-Lyns? What? All right. I am Ivan. I am Arthur. I am Carrie. And I'm doing a branding survey for my company because I wanted to grow my business and I want to help impact even more people around the world. And you can tie it into your mission, talk about the things that you support. But the question that you are going to ask is, I need your help. I need you to tell me exactly, remember, I'm a military guy. Today, I want you guys to pinpoint to the millisecond, and you're going to ask that person, where in the heart of hearts did I head you emotionally and financially? One more time. Where did I head you? Where did you purchase my book, my course, my conference, my mastermind, my pen, my poop button, whatever is that thing that you sell? Where in the heart of hearts did you decided emotionally and financially to purchase my product? And be specific, the exact product that you sell. If you sell the poop button, then you say that you bought the poop button. If you sell a book, you know what I mean? If you have this amazing, extraordinary masterpiece book like this one, you're going to tell them, where did you decide to purchase this masterpiece, the greatest book in the planet? Work like an immigrant. Not biased at all, right? Where did you decide? When did I had your hello that made you purchase the book? Was it because I rode up on a bicycle, a pink bicycle, and I had my sombrero, and I spoke at the Oscars, and I told you some mind-blowing stories, and you're like, I gotta read this guy's book. I need to follow him. I need to watch his show. I need to listen to his podcast. But where? When did you decide it? When did you make that decision? What would I was holding on my hand? Where did I have it? What was I talking about? Was it an object? Was a story that I said? Was something that you're like, man, there's something about this guy. That is just something. And you're like, wow. So I want to know that to the exact point, the exact second, because the moment that you get those answers from your ideal clients. These are people that, what is my wallet? My wife probably took it. It's from the people, Mary, for 13 years. She's American, Mexican, Italian. I call her triple threat. Beautiful. We have a beautiful little daughter. My daughter is an inspirational speaker, talks about mental toughness and bullying. She imagined Tony Robbins, Les Brown, Jesus Christ, and me in a little girl. She's amazing. So, oh my God, you have no idea. You think I'm too much? Oh, wait there. I got Disney calling. I say, no, she's not going to get into TV. Hell no. I want her to be a little girl. All right, Carlos, get back to it. But you see what I'm doing here, right? You are calling them and you're getting the code from your clients. They're going to tell you exactly where you had them at hello. You are talking to their silent Q&As, guys. Think about it. If your sales are not happening right now, if your marketing, you're not getting more followers, you're not selling, you're not making more money, think about it. You are not speaking to your clients' silent Q&As. Have you ever done a survey? Have your consultant or your coach or whoever you ask for advice, have you ever told you, what is the last time? And when you do this, all the freaking time, every quarter, what is on the side? Because, technologies and industries are always evolving. They're always changing. Remember, you're asking yourself every morning, how am I going to put myself out of business today? And at the end of the day, did I add more value to others than anybody else on the planet in my niche? If the question is no, you already know what to do. Tomorrow's a new day. Reset. I learned that from a billionaire. Every day is a good day to start. Every day is a good day to reset. All my military friends, every day is a good day to die. I have a lot of crazy friends. Why? Because I love this crap. You know what I mean? I'm constantly putting myself into uncomfortable situations. Period. The other day I had to speak at a conference and then I forgot about it. And I was in the hood and I took 10 grand and I got a bunch of $100 bills and I was giving it away to homeless. And because I just love doing stuff like that I don't promote this stuff on social media. And I only tell this to my team because I tell them, look, you guys want to help people. And most people operate as a nonprofit. They want to go help people, but they're broke. Like, no. You got to make money first. Help a lot of people when you make money, and then you go take your money and go do what it makes you feel alive. It makes me feel humble. It makes me feel grounded when I take 5 or 10 grand and I get a bunch of $100 bills. I go to the hood and I saw this lady, man. I saw this lady, the Latina lady selling tamales with her kids. And what do you think it went on my head? My mom, me, and my brother, when I was poor, when I used to eat rice for a couple of months at a time. You see? And I said, here, lady, $500. Take a break for a couple of days. Go have a good time with your kids. By the time that I get to the conference to go talk to the team, I was so emotional. He said, Carlos, where are you? I have my military jacket. I'm over here in the hood, somewhere in the middle of California, and this lady, man, she gave me the happy tears. See, I don't promote this crap on social media because this is the stuff between me and God. I use that as an example to tell you guys here and to tell my team that stop operating as a nonprofit. Help yourself first. Go make some money first for yourself and your family. Step into the comfort zone. Step into the unknown. And then you go do the things that you love. Whether it's I like to go and give money away. And in Brazil, I own a bunch of farms. I have a big piece in the jungle that I own. I open my farms every Monday and Friday, and I have families to come in, and they can pick up whatever they want. These are people that lost their jobs. They don't have food. They're not making money. I don't post this stuff on social media. It's between me and God. All because 30 years ago, I wish that somebody would have done that to me. I wish that the gurus, the presidents, the celebrities, the athletes would show up and teach my homies and I, how can we achieve those things faster? How can we leave the hood? So we didn't have to see our moms being abused. So we didn't have to be abused. So I didn't have to see nobody being murdered. I spoke the other day for a group of 300,000+ people online. And I told them, I used to say, I wish my father didn't die. I wish my stepfather wasn't murdered. I wish I wasn't abused. I wish my daughter wasn't born with something that isn't a cure for it, but she's doing great. Because you guys know me, I don't give up. So I would say she's 90% healthy. And if you're going to hear the rest of that story, you're going to have to read the book. But you see what I just did here? I build curiosity. I'm telling you guys stories. I'm bringing you guys into my personal life, into my family. But you see, it's raw, it's real. It's not a script. It's just me and you guys here. I never prepare. She told me, okay, the conference is about kindness. Okay, great. I love kindness. Because you see, guys, achieving success, it's not hard to make money. It's all mindset. When you make the mindset and you shift it, I can tell you so many things right now that you can literally go put 10, 20, 30 grand, and every day you're going to earn way more interest than what you earn in the bank. I can literally tell you right now how to go get 7, 8% every day, whether you do anything. So money is a mindset. You see, but nobody wants to teach society those things. Why? Because it doesn't benefit governments. It doesn't benefit the bank. So if I'm teaching this, they're not going to like it at all. But guess you guys know me. I do it anyway. I literally did that on my show last night. I told people, here's what they don't want you to know. And I literally told them, go right here, open up this account, and you're going to earn 5, 6, 7, 8% interest every day until you're dead. So your money, you don't have to worry about your money not outlasting you, because it's a big problem for the elderly community. And you guys know how I operate. Treat everybody like you treat your grandma. So now I can help the elderly community. I can help the kids in the hood and everybody in between by doing what? By showing up every day. I have my show Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's a TV/online/podcast show. And I have, amazing guests that I interview, from the Karate Kid actor to Pink Floyd members to the everyday, guys that run a restaurant in town. Everybody comes in on my show because I'm always watching. You guys saw what I said. A little hint: if you want to be on my show, do what others don't, do what others won't. Go help more people when nobody's watching. Carlos is always watching, But again, guys, it's because those principles that I'm teaching you guys here about building that brand 20 years ago, separating myself from the outcome. I don't care if somebody, back in the day when I was selling coaching and consulting programs, I didn't care if somebody was going to purchase from me or not. When I went to that stage, and I won't drop any names here, but when I was in the backstage, I saw all the big timers there talking about, 10,000 people here in the building. We'll get 3%, 4%, 5%, we'll make, a few $100 grand. It'll be a good payday. And I'm like, those guys, man, they already lost the fight. They already lost the fight way before they go into the ring. Because you see, a lot of people, they knew them. They were famous. They didn't know me. They didn't know my stories. They don't know you. They don't know your story. They don't know your mess. Because that mess of yours, it's your message. You have to become better at telling that mess of yours. And when I went there on that stage, I didn't ask myself, what if I get 3%? I asked myself, how can I be the one that add more value to 150% of this room? The ones that are here alive and the ones that are here in spirit, more than anybody else. And by asking themselves that alone, you automatically separate yourself from everyone because you have no expectations whatsoever. My only goal was to inspire, was to get them to understand and to write it down and to follow my strategies. They are proven. I like to call they are PCS. Everything that I teach, everything that I recommend is predictable, is certain, and is secure. Because I have tried it myself. I am a do-it-first leader. One thing that I talk about in my book is that I will never take you to a place that I haven't been myself. And that's the problem with most wannabe influencers out there and gurus. They selling you a freaking course, or they take you to a freaking, landing page, and they like, here, get this free 3 steps to have a better life, to have a better business, to have blah, blah, blah. All this bullshit, right? But and then they want to sell you a course for $500. And then they want to sell you a coaching for $3,000 and then a mastermind for 10,000. That is a broken model, guys. Start with the end in mind. If you're going to take somebody through a funnel, I'll tell you a secret. Every step of that funnel, you lose 70% of the people. Because you are selling. They're like, no, hell no. Just now they're going to start comparing you with everyone else. And the moment that you start being looked at that way, now you just fall trap into the system, into what I like to call the sea of sameness. You got to ask yourself, at the end of the day, would you rather compare yourself to others or have others compare themselves to you? Very, very powerful, guys. You see, let me see. I have some images here that I always like to share. Let me see if I have anything crazy over here on my computer. I have always I got something crazy going on. But let's see. Talking about, oh yeah, I'll teach you guys something over here that's very cool. Because I want you guys to do this. Here, let me see something here. Zoom, share screen. Here. Here, this is cool. So you guys see my screen, right? And you see here, there are 60 billion messages that goes out every single day between text, email, social media, everywhere. All the methods of communication, there are 60 billion messages that goes out. It's crazy, right? So think about it. How do you stand out when there is that many messages? You must apply the things that I'm teaching. The branding, seeing yourself difference, adding value, getting in the game every single day and doing what nobody else does. Because eventually, here's what's going to happen. Let me see. Oh, this thing is only giving, you know what? Let me share my entire computer. It's only sharing like, I'm going to just share my desktop. Okay, here. Okay. And that's the problem, right? That's why so many people out there, they don't feel heard and they become part of the sea assignments. It's because it's all these messages that are going on throughout the day. 60 billion messages. Every time you look at your cell phone, an outdoor, a sign, you are competing against all these messages. So when you are putting your messages out, you must focus on branding. You must focus on the people's silent Q&As. You must do the exercise that I told you, question 1 out of 23, where in the heart of hearts, did you decide it emotionally and financially to hire me, to purchase my book, to purchase my course, to follow my advice, whatever is that thing that you sell, so that you can now be seen. Because what's going to happen is, let me see here.